Fowler's Facts time. Let's bring in our staff statistician to crunch real numbers this time, Clinton Fowler. We're going to talk money, and you and I were texting actually throughout these final main events live in Los Angeles to try to get a perspective on what was happening, not just for Jet Lawrence or Hayden Deegan, but for everybody else. There's some big movers and unfortunately some that moved out of big money.
Yeah, Weege, these are the real numbers. These are the numbers that get into their bank accounts, and some big winners in LA and a couple unfortunate that lost a fair amount of money. So let's get into the winners. On the incredible side, Hayden Deegan, obvious, went 2 positions improvement. That's $350,000 extra dollars from where he entered the night. RJ Hampshire also 2 positions, going from 5th to 3rd. He added $100,000 to his bank from where he was coming before. And Adam Cincerulo, he improved 4 positions, going from 10th to 6th. And that was an increase of $60,000 and a total of $135,000. So some incredible nights from those guys. But JT, those guys are factory guys. The ones that really stick out for me that I think probably have a massive impact: Colt Nichols improved by 2 positions, Ty Masterpool by 2 positions, and Josh Hill by 3. In total, they took $90,000, $75,000, and $27,000, JT. As privateers, that's got to be an incredible impact for their life.
Yeah, the difference is significant, right? Because some of them on the plus side are going to be rounding errors for some of these factory riders, but the privateers, this could be the difference in whether they get to continue racing or not. And that sounds like hyperbole, but in some situations, it's absolutely the difference about which races they can attend. Can they do a full series or not? Do they have to work a part-time job during the week? So it's just a great aspect. And this has never happened before. We've never had a points fund like this. And it's truly a godsend for many of these riders.
Yeah, one of the best scenarios there is Hill was actually 23rd coming into this race. He wasn't going to make any of the bonus money because you have to be top 22. He jumped back in, and that led to the $27,000 or so that he made. So great job there. But for all the riders that gained, obviously some are going to lose positions. So who lost money with the way the final round shook out?
Yeah, and a couple of unfortunate situations for a few of these guys. Chase Sexton on his birthday didn't exactly get the gift he was hoping for. He came in a position to have $1 million. He left in 3rd in only $250,000, so $250,000 for him. But still, that's $750,000 that he lost on paper. Hunter Lawrence, obviously that injury is devastating to his ability to line up in the night program. He moved from 1st all the way down to 9th. He went from a potential $500,000 to just $16,000, so lost $484,000. And then the one that really catches me is Dylan Ferrandis, JT. He lost 9 positions, so he went from 5th to 13th. But really interesting what happened throughout the night. He goes in, first moto, crashes in the first turn, gets a wind knocked out of him. He leaves the stadium, attempts to come back in on the red flag, is turned away. We know that's against the rules. But then he doesn't line up for Moto 2. And so he loses $116,000, all because he's not back there for Moto 2, or at least he misses the opportunity to get those points in Moto 2. So JT, that one just has me confounded. It's just confusing.
Yeah, the Dylan Ferrandis one is very confusing. I'm not sure if he knew. Maybe there was a part of the story we don't know about, but to not participate in Moto 2 seemed, it's just strange, right? So I'd love to know more there. The Hunter Lawrence one, when I did the interview, if I was Hunter Lawrence and I had to do an interview with Will Christian before the race and I had known that I was going to lose that much money, I would be crying, not only from the back pain he was suffering, but from that financial loss. It would just be a tear-filled interview with Will Christian. He handled it well. I know he was in a situation where there was nothing he could do about it. He just could not race, and he was told that this could be serious. You could do real damage and really impact 2024. So he handled it well. In typical Hunter Lawrence fashion, he was composed, but man, that is a lot of money to leave on the table.
All right, so congratulations to these riders for getting the money, and I guess unfortunate for those who ended up losing a little bit in the end. Although they all made money, they just didn't make as much as they expected. But to make this all happen, and JT and I marveled over this even at the top of the show, the elevating point structure and how exciting that kept things to the end. Clinton, I believe you had a hand in that. So just tell me how you folks got there and some of the data you used to create what ended up being a very compelling triple points scenario at the end.
Yeah, we took a look last year about this time after our visit to the Coliseum last year. We took a look and did some modeling, and we used the existing point structure and a couple of other versions. And really, the intent was to make sure that we could come down to the final round, and then even more important was to make sure there's enough points on the table to bring some variability, to bring the potential for a guy like Jordan Smith, who's down 27 points entering in, and have a shot at winning the title. So. Yeah, a lot of work went into figuring out that escalating point scale.
JT, we were wondering who was behind it. It was this guy right here.
Well, king of the calculator himself, surely could figure out some scenarios to make this thing interesting. So kudos to you, kudos to everyone involved, because every single step of the way, the points were all over the map. We never knew who was going to win until the very, very end.
Yep, that was the goal for sure. That was really, really exciting. So, Clinton, thanks for all the help.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.